Okay, let's talk about projects. You know, those huge undertakings that are supposed to build the future, but sometimes feel more like a black hole that just sucks up time, money, and everyone's will to live. Today, we're digging into the one thing that can make all the difference.
Does this look familiar? I bet it does. That feeling of drowning in spreadsheets, with a dozen different teams all running in different directions, and a deadline that feels, well, more like a vague suggestion. That's the feeling of a project spiraling into chaos. And these aren't just bad vibes, right? These are the real painful symptoms. We saw a local council completely buried in missed deadlines and lost confidence before they got organized. And a major hospital trust, they had no clear view of anything because everyone was using their own templates. It's a mess, and it costs a fortune.
So, how do you fight back against all that chaos? Well, you give your projects a central nervous system. You bring in the PMO.
Now, okay, that's the super official definition from the Project Management Institute. It sounds a little dry, I know, but look at the key words. Standardizes, facilitates sharing. It's really all about getting everyone to play from the same playbook. There we go. That's a much better way to think about it, isn't it? The PMO is like mission control. It's that one central hub that tracks all the moving parts, talks to all the teams, and makes sure the entire mission doesn't just fly off into deep space. But here's the thing, mission control can mean a few different things. Not every project needs a super hands-on flight director yelling into a headset. PMOs actually come in 3 different flavors, and each one has a totally different level of control. Think of it like this. A supportive PMO is kind of like a coach. They're on the sidelines, giving you templates and best practices, but they let you, the project manager, actually run the game. Then there's the controlling PMO. They're more like a referee, making sure you follow the rules and use specific frameworks. And the directive PMO? Well, they're the director. They're in charge, managing the project themselves. Which one's right really just depends on what a company needs. All right, pop quiz time. Let's see if you're with me. True or false? The PMO is the group that decides a company's big picture strategy. What do you think? That would be false. And this is a really important distinction. The top leadership, the C-suite, they set the destination. They say we're going to expand into this new market. The PMO is the navigator that makes sure all the different projects, from marketing to sales to logistics, are all actually sailing toward that exact same destination together. It aligns. It doesn't create. Okay, theory is great, but let's see how this stuff actually works where it counts. We're going to look at a few real-world rescue missions where a PMO came in and turned absolute chaos into crystal clarity. First up, let's jump into the super high-stakes world of healthcare. A hospital trust in the UK was trying to manage this massive transformation program, and at the same time, they had to find millions in savings. The pressure was, just immense. Just look at this transformation. Before, the PMO team was basically just chasing people down for updates, and every report they got back was in a different format. Nobody knew what was really going on. But after they brought in a central system, they created what they called one version of the truth. All of a sudden, leadership had clear, reliable info they could actually trust. And the result? Boom! They hit their £11.9 million savings target. And that's not just some number on a spreadsheet. In healthcare, that is money that goes directly back into taking care of patients. That's the power of getting your house in order. All right, let's move on to our next rescue. This time, it's a local government council that was trying to juggle everything from new roads to public services, but they had no single way to manage any of it. You see a pattern here, right? It's the same story. Fragmented, delayed, and basically flying blind. By setting up a PMO, they created one standardized process for everybody. And this wasn't about adding red tape. It was about creating visibility so leaders could spot problems early and make choices based on actual data, not just guesswork. And check this out. A 40% reduction in the time people were spending just on status updates. Think about that. That's hundreds and hundreds of hours handed back to the teams to do the actual work. For our last case study, we're going global. A massive telecom company, Vodafone, had to replace its entire network infrastructure across 42 different sites all over the world. We're talking a hugely complex project where even one tiny mistake could cause massive problems. And instead of chaos, they got this. wow. By using a really disciplined PMO-style approach, they got this unbelievable success rate. 90% of the sites were switched over perfectly on the very first try, and the other 10% nailed it on the second attempt. In the world of complex IT projects, that is basically unheard of. It's a mic drop moment.
So after seeing these incredible rescue missions, let's just pull it all together and answer the big question, why does any of this actually matter for you and for your team?
Here's the bottom line. A PMO isn't just about paperwork and meetings. It's your secret weapon. It's what turns that gut-wrenching, chaotic feeling into pure clarity. It saves real time and real money. It makes your boss and your clients feel confident that you've actually got things under control. And maybe most importantly, it creates a system so that success isn't just a lucky accident. It becomes something you can do again and again.
So as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with this one question. Think about the next big project on your plate. What's the system that's guiding it? Do you have a supportive coach, a strict referee to keep things on track, or are you just winging it in the middle of the chaos? Because the answer to that question could be the difference between success and failure.